Imagine a vast plain of plastic everywhere, head to toe, 9 meters deep. Everywhere you can look is just plastic. 7 million tons of it. This is what the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is. It's 1.8 trillion pieces of plastic and is also twice the size of Texas. This is actually located right off the coast of California and Japan. It is one of 5 major garbage patches and is the biggest out of the 5 and the most threatening to our environment. So this garbage patch is made up of tons of different plastics, big, small, anything you could think of. But the most threatening to us is these microplastics, which is only 3% of it. And plastics made in the 50s and 60s were polluted into our ocean currents anywhere in the world and were all flowed to this one area, which is where the patch is. And these microplastics were broken down by the sun and the waves into these tiny little pieces of plastic. So these pieces of plastic can get anywhere. They can get into our ships, but most importantly, they get into our wildlife species. So once they digest them, everything goes wrong, and that can actually kill them. But there's actually a company here to clean up all the plastic, and that company is the Ocean Cleanup. The Ocean Cleanup has devised a new technology, a certain vessel that can clean up the plastic easily. So the Ocean Cleanup comes from one main principle: to act like the plastic and be with the plastic. So it has a certain U-shaped which helps concentrate the plastic inside of it. And it's made up of 600 meters of piping and a 3-meter skirt underneath. So the piping is buoyant and no plastic can flow over it or under it, and the skirt does not let any plastic flow out under it. Although it does let currents go, so wildlife such as fish can flow underneath. And this type of technology allows us to funnel in all types of plastic into there. But it's under 3 main topics: wind, water, and currents. So first we're going to talk about currents. So the current allows this vessel to flow where the plastic is. And it allows the vessel to flow in more dense areas of plastic so it can catch the most plastic. But it wouldn't be able to catch the plastic without wind and waves. So the wind and waves are more above sea level where the piping is, and that pushes it faster than the plastic so it can contain it in a certain area. And this certain area allows it to corral it in a certain U shape, which concentrates it and it kind of gets in there like a funnel. And it has all types of sensors. It has collision sensors so they don't bump into anything. They have solar panels, satellites to see how their performance is. But most importantly, they have these certain sensors that allow them to project a certain image so the company can see whether they need to pick up the plastic or not. And when the company is notified that they need to pick up the plastic, they send these big ships to corral the plastic in a certain area, put it in a big garbage bag, and send it to the mainland for recycling. So these ships are sort of the garbage men of the seas. And this company projects to clean up 50% of all plastic in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch in only 5 years. And they've already started their mission in September of 2018 when they let System 1, and that is the first of 60 vessels. They predict they will have all 60 vessels in by 2020. And when they get this plastic, they make it into certain products. And they sell these products. And they have certain products such as scuba gear, t-shirts, sweatshirts, anything from pens to water bottles, anything you could think of, they make it from these plastics into these. And to do this, all this, they started out by mapping the whole ocean. And they used 30 different vessels, and they used an aerial picture to see where the garbage was and how that was affecting. So this company has solved a great problem in our environment and is here to stay, and predicts that they will get all of the plastic in our ocean by 2025.